President Trump tweeted this out yesterday. Take a look. It says, hashtag buy American, hire American. It's a pledge. So I thought that was pretty funny. Because first of all, what does that mean? Buy American, hire American. It's a pledge. So are you telling other people, like, okay, take the pledge and then do it? Is that what it is? Because it's not very clear by that tweet. But the real reason I thought this was funny is Trump doesn't do that. So let's go over to the Washington Post here, and I'll give you some facts on this. They say, we know of at least 12 countries where Trump products were manufactured. China, the Netherlands, Mexico, India, Turkey, Slovenia, Honduras, Germany, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Vietnam, and South Korea. Further, Trump products transited other countries through the packaging and shipping process, meaning workers in more than 12 countries contributed to getting many of Trump's products made, packaged, and delivered to the United States. So they go on to explain here that they're referring to shirts. So Trump's shirts were made in some of those countries. Sport coats, suits, also hotel accessories, that's another thing, and furniture. I think furniture was mostly made in Turkey. But he outsourced so many of his jobs, and he's saying, buy American, take the pledge. How about you take the pledge, motherfucker? How about that? And then also hire American. There were countless scandals about how Trump hired a lot of undocumented immigrants. Now, look, you could agree or disagree with Trump's, position on immigration and refugees and stuff, but just understand, he is going against what his rhetoric is. That's indisputable. That's just a stone-cold, rock-solid fact. So he hired undocumented immigrants. He outsourced his own jobs. The entire time he goes out there on the campaign trail and he does this populist rhetoric like he's in favor of protectionism and he's against outsourcing. You're going to stop outsourcing for the country when you haven't even stopped it for yourself? But there's another really important fact here that that's overlooked. So I've given Donald Trump credit, and other principled liberals and progressives have given Donald Trump credit on one thing: killing TPP. And I think if you don't do that and you call yourself a progressive, you're kind of hacky, because just because he did it and you don't like him doesn't mean that now all of a sudden you should flip your position on a very important issue like TPP. So I give him credit for that. But here's the thing. If you think that's all that's the entire indicator, or the only indication, I should say, that there is about where his loyalties lie when it comes to trade, that's simply not true. Because Trump could have signed an executive order on day one that really, really takes it to all the people who outsource. That really says fuck you to the corporations and says I'm with the American workers. He could have done it, but he didn't do it. So what executive order am I referring to? Well, there's a Buy American provision for the federal government. So whenever the federal government needs to buy anything, it's, okay, well, we're going to buy American first. We're going to prioritize American. We're not going to, import some Chinese goods and have the federal government purchase that to use that, whether it be cars for government officials or whatever. But what happened is, even under Obama, I don't know if it started under Bush or Clinton or whoever. It may have even started under Obama. But what they did is they said, no, Buy American doesn't just mean Buy American. It means America and all of our allies, all of our close allies. So we have a Buy American provision for goods for the federal government that includes like China and Israel and a whole bunch of other countries. So, but that's just not Buy American. But they do the turn of phrase where it's like, well, Buy American and our allies who count as American. All Trump had to do was say, no, we're getting rid of that, and I have a new executive order that says Buy American means Buy fucking American. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. And guys, this is one that was like fucking teed up easy. I mean, this is a softball down the center of the plate like I've never seen. All he needed to do, his advisors could have told him about it. He probably knows about it. There were 1,000 articles written about it. All he had to do was say, day one, give me that executive order. I will sign it, and I'll show I'm serious about keeping jobs in this country, creating jobs in this country, and not outsourcing anymore. He didn't do it. It's that simple. So How about you hashtag Buy American, Hire American, and you sign that executive order? What other executive order? Instead of signing that executive order on day one, what other one did he sign? His very first move as president was an executive order that raised taxes on middle-class families. It got rid of a tax break for first-time middle-class home buyers. That tells you a little something about just how much he's trying to make America great again.